Goombas, the first enemy in the first game of the Mario series. They're little brown mushroom-looking things that are dispatched after one jump. But what exactly are they? There's been a lot of fan speculation about this, mostly stemming from the Japanese name of the Goomba. Karibo. No, not that Karibo. Seriously, get that out of here! The Japanese word Karibo roughly means chestnut people. This has led many to believe that Goombas are actually based on chestnuts rather than mushrooms. Another reason many people believe they are chestnuts is that in Super Mario World, their appearance seems to be based on chestnuts rather than mushrooms. In this game, they are short, round, and red, and don't really look like mushrooms at all. But these enemies actually have a different Japanese name, Kariban, and are probably a different enemy entirely, seeing as they behave differently in the game. There is an official answer to this debate though. It has been confirmed by Takashi Tezuka, a developer of the early Super Mario Bros. Games, that Goombas are indeed mushrooms, and are actually based on the shiitake variety. And if that's not enough, here's what the instruction manual says about them. A mushroom who betrayed the Mushroom Kingdom. One stomp and he dies. That seems clear enough to me. Another interesting fact about Goombas is that they were the last enemy programmed in the original Super Mario Bros. Game. Playtesters felt that Koopas, who were originally the first enemy you would encounter, were a bit too difficult that early in the game. Speaking of Koopa Troopas, the Japanese name for Koopas is Noko Noko, which means blindly or unconcernedly. This may be a reference to how certain Koopas will just blindly walk off the edge of platforms to their death. It may also be a reference to how they seem impervious when tucked away in their shells. Lastly, let's talk about some of the deceased members of the Mario universe. Boos, the shy, undead residents of ghost houses and spooky places in the Mushroom Kingdom, were originally known as Bo Diddleys. This is a reference to Ellis Otha Bates, an American blues and rock musician whose stage name was Bo Diddley. In Japan, Boos are actually called Teresa, which may be a reference to the Japanese words for shy. Boo's distinct laugh also has an interesting origin. It's actually a sped-up version of Bowser's laugh in Super Mario 64. Let's take a listen. Do you remember these guys from Super Mario World? They're called Eries, and in Japan they're known as Teresasaurus, a pun on the Japanese name for Boos and Saurus, referring to its dinosaur-like appearance. This brings up an interesting question though. If most of the undead enemies in Mario games are based on some sort of normal enemy counterpart, what is Eerie based on? Some people believe Eries may be based on baby Yoshis, as their appearance is quite similar. Yoshis and Eries both debuted in the same game as well, and they're both based on dinosaurs, making this seem a little more probable. This is all speculation, but if it's true, these enemies might be some of the creepiest in the Mario franchise. Hey, thanks for watching my first 8-bit Bestiary video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a comment or a like, maybe even a subscribe if you really like it. And while you're at it, why don't you check out one of my Let's Play videos?